Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So it's been a couple days since we played with Cypress, and we were trying to get that to work, and it just wasn't. So I want to try it again because apparently Cypress updated. When I was just playing around with this, I had to do a Cypress install again. Where is it here? And also, some people I was talking to were telling me that I don't really have to do some of the stuff that I was doing. So if we come to Cypress integration, create account spec, I don't really need to do this server and route, or at least I shouldn't need to do that. And we don't need that as, and although if I need to do the wait later on, we'll find out. Although that does give me the status code, but for right now, I just want to press a button and click it. If we need to put back the server and the route to check the status, then that's fine. We can do that later. But for right now, we want to just make sure that it redirects us and this actually works. The other thing is I was playing around with the database and sort of manually trying it again, so I need to reset that, which is inside of the Vagrant. So did I have Homestead? Oh, I don't have any Homestead commands. Let's do that in this terminal. CD code, project holder. Right, so here I can do, apparently I could just do art as a shortcut for PHP artisan, and then we want to migrate fresh. Okay, so that resets everything. Database is now empty. And I should be able to do npx Cypress open to launch that again. And let's go ahead and see if it works. So I'm still getting that post canceled. But something I also noticed and was told was a possibility is that maybe it's Chromium. It's possible that it was expecting Chrome. So let me close this window, and I'm gonna switch to Electron as the browser. Oh, that was canceled too. Okay. I guess we could try putting those back in and seeing whether or not it works better with close you again. Let's undo this. All right, so we'll try this again, and we'll reset the tables again. Okay, so that was canceled again. I thought I had tried it before and had somehow gotten it to work with the Electron version, but it apparently not. Because it keeps on getting canceled here. So that's kind of annoying. I may have to reach out and like continue asking them what's going on, because, and by them I mean like the mentors that I have that know Cypress really well, and that's mainly because I mean, normally I would think that this would work. We're waiting for this. If I don't wait for this, but I have the other things, what happens? No, it's still canceled. What if I just wait? Also, well, this is interesting. Okay, so now I gotta post 422. So, hey, look at that. We got the error. The email. It kind of showed up for a second, the error. But this is okay. This is that it's we need to reset because it had it in a database already. So if I try this again, canceled. Is this something where it's canceled sometimes? Yeah, I don't know why it's canceling. That's the problem. What I can do to sort of continue running, like writing a test, although I don't necessarily want to continue writing a test if I'm doing something fundamentally wrong with it. I guess I could run it a few times without the server and route. And therefore without the wait. Another thing that somebody suggested to me was that maybe the button doesn't have a type submit, which feels weird that would potentially be the problem. I can also just type this and then submit, like send a return, which should also work. Cypress. What am I searching for here? Cypress send return. Enter. So if I use curly brackets enter, then theoretically this will work. It's another 422. And email's already been taken. Okay, so let's try remigrating that and rerun the test. Canceled. That's strange. It canceled it Okay, what if I change the email? Test email 2. Canceled. If we run it, will it now be the 422? No. Now it's the 422. Which feels to me like one of the times it got canceled, it wasn't really canceled. I wonder if it's because the test is ending. And we need to like wait for something to happen. I don't know how long. I guess we could try the bad wait. So if I wait for like I don't know, 10 seconds, which is a terrible practice to do in a test, but let's just try it anyways. Kuchen, good morning. Debug happens when it creates a non-existing user. I mean, it sometimes happens when I try to create an existing user. It cancels here. And then, see, the wait happens regardless. So the wait still happens. But it canceled the API request. And I'm going to this. We see that it's loading. So it is actually working. It's just a little bit annoying that it's canceling the request. Thank you, yes. It's also a little bit frustrating that this isn't working the way I want it to work. And like pressing a return button or clicking the button doesn't seem to change it at all. It still cancels the request or submits it behind the scenes and then doesn't really work. I guess I could also try coming in here. Let's find app. So here's the user controller where I'm creating the account. And so I'm returning this new user here. What I could do is I could either log maybe, or I can just like return. This is returning the create new user. I wonder if I can just return hello. Which of course won't, oh, this won't work. Yeah, I need to figure out a log, and then I can, I'm in Vagrant, oh, I won't even see it here. Twinko, good morning. I'm doing good, except these Cypress tests are sort of annoying me because they're not working the way I want it to work. I fill out the form, I press return, and it cancels it immediately, regardless of what I do. I could re-enable the server. I don't want to mock the result. That also seems like not the best of ideas. Canceled immediately again. And this time it didn't cancel. I got a 422 from the server because the email was used already. So if I come here and I change this email again, Now it's canceled again. But if I rerun it, oh, it's waiting to see like the form come back because it canceled, it's never coming back. All right, let's look up what I can do. Laravel homestead log. I don't necessarily want an error log. Laravel console log. Oh, so there's a log. Oh, and it's a / log. That might be something interesting to look into. Has it ever returned anything else besides a 422? No. So, well, okay. Through Cypress, no, it either gets canceled or a 422. However, if I manually do it, even through this interface here, if I just say something like a@b.com and I just set some values and I hit return, I can't actually tell what, I mean, okay, post 200 to /users, submitting form, new URL. Oh, so this was trying to send it to the new URL, which it didn't go to. This is also still waiting. Let me try not having the wait anymore. Which means I guess those don't really hurt. So if I do b@b.com, I mean, so it's submitting the form, new URL, which I can't see. It's trying to go to /. It's trying to send it back to just /, which I see here kind of, sort of. If I go into just Chromium itself and we take a look at this, go to create account, c@b. Network, we'll need to do that again now. I don't know if it's waiting for the server to run or not. Let's go ahead and hit a refresh. d@b. Oh, you know what? Because I screwed up the I screwed up the server. I have that return hello. So if we save that and we redo this, so d@e@b.com. Then it sends me back here, logged in as that. For this user, if I, how do I exit out of here? We'll see that we got a 201 success code from this. And so the real one gets a success. It's just the test that's not running. Thank you. So that's the annoying part. Right, so in here, I want to do an art tinker slash log. Does that exist? No. Let's actually go take a look at the Laravel documentation. To login. Okay, I don't really care that much about like setting up logging as long as it just works, because I'm not really using it for real right now. Wait, is it a global? Can I just log debug? Oh yeah, so log like info testing. Where would that go? The syslog channel will write the message to the system log. Okay. Let's actually create a new tab in here and we'll play around with this. So if I vagrant SSH in, and we're gonna cd into slash var log, and we're gonna tail dash f the syslog. Nope, I want you to have new lines like that. Then over here, we're gonna do the same thing. And we're going to say log info testing over here. No testing, so it's not in the syslog by default. I guess we do have to go take a look at the code and see where this config is. You don't know much about Laravel, but in Spring you are supposed to indicate if you want to run the tests with other modules of your application active, for example, integration tests. Otherwise, it always treats them as millisecond unit tests on props, on POHOs. So Cypress is a little bit different because it's not like integrated into Laravel. And I can use it for like any type of application. In fact, the server needs to be started up separately for Cypress to really run properly. So that's, and I would almost think that it could work. I could, I guess theoretically send it towards Google, and try to do a Google search, see if that works. Level is debug. Oh, so I need to go, I guess I do need to go look at these. Oh, you should say Cypress, not Laravel. I mean, by default, I think Cypress should just work with it, but clearly I'm wrong. Do I need to send it to syslog? Is that how? So not that one. It'd be. I'm not seeing anything interesting there. I wonder, it's a class. Do I need to create an instance of it? I'm still not seeing anything like info or error. Yeah, call to undefined method. So level debug. I'm not sure where, which things are for debug. Oh, I guess I'd do this, log debug. I could try that next. It doesn't show up in syslog. By default, the message will be written to the default log channel as configured by that. So let's go see. So here's our channel. Is there a default? I don't really see a default. Unless it's just this channel. It's like all of these. Sometimes you may wish to log a message to a channel other than your application's default channel. Okay, so we could write it directly to syslog with this. So log channel. Okay. And then it's called syslog. So I will put that like that. You go over there. All right. So log. Hey, take a look at that. Now we get this testing here. So let's try another one. And we have another test here. Okay, so here's how we can get the logging. It's kind of annoying that we have to do that. I don't really know how to set the default. Oh, default here. Env log channel. Oh, the environment variable. Log channel and stack. Yeah, Ditzman, I totally or D-Litzman. Okay, I totally didn't see this. Should mention. Okay, so log channel stack. Stack is right here. Driver stack. Channels is daily. Daily goes to logs Laravel.log. Is that in here? Or is that in slash? I don't see a logs directory. Let's go take a look. Is there a Laravel's.log here? I'm not finding it here either. There doesn't seem to... I don't think I can logs, right? Yeah, no, there's no logs. I wonder if I would need to create the file. It's in the storage. It's in here. Oh, okay, so storage path, and then that's in storage. And then logs. And then, oh, here's these Laravel logs. Okay, so if I open this up. Okay, so debug, testing. All right, so let's open that over there and you over here. I'll do another art tinker. Log info my test. All right, so this is how we can see that it's actually getting into here. So we'll use this command and then we'll just look inside of here. That's a lot easier to do. And no need. Okay, so we can exit you. Which means that we can come to our user controller that we created here. Thank you very much, D. Litzman. That was super helpful to find that. Let's now take a look at where we're going to log I guess it's just a global that's available to us. So log info and creating user. That's what I really care about here. So this will just sit here, and if it gets hit, we know that it's actually creating the user. So we can try this first manually. Come here, hit refresh, create account. Let's actually reset the database too. What was that? It's art migrate fresh. Error creating an account, but we got the stack trace. Oh, class log not found. Okay, so apparently that's not allowed. Interesting stack trace here. Okay, well let's. Apparently Tinker has access to it. Wait, was it supposed to be /log? Kind of forgot how I was doing it here. Nope, that's the wrong command. Yeah, I was doing this and it was working. Okay, so I could also maybe use it. So illuminate support facades and get the log out of it. Which is sort of like this. So I can say use illuminate. Oh, is it? I guess it is support facades log. And because I think that's actually in here, right? Is it resource? No, it's not resources. I actually don't know where to go to define them actually. Did it say here? Service. The service container. Or wherever that is. Is there a log? I don't see a log class. But I guess we'll just try this for right now. So b@b.com. All right, creating user. I think I can delete this log file and new things should now show up into it. So the entire point about doing that was so that I can see if it hits it in Cypress at all. So let's close this, start fresh. All right, so it does get to the creating user. So it did hit that. That's what we wanted to see. It then cancels this. I guess possibly because it's ending this this test too early. Maybe. Can I set a timeout for that route? So I don't want to stub or delay. It's just really this waiting for a response to happen. So I don't think I need this fixture because that's sending what the data, the stubbed response is going to be, which I don't really care about. Line 12. Let's come back to this. Also, I forgot I have this thing, so I could turn that on. Let's see. So line 12 here, that's the type this, and then we send it. We're not waiting for it right this second. Oh, and in Cypress UI, let's go back to this. Number 12. Well, it's submitting form right here. Which I want it to do. I just don't want it to cancel. Wait, it's sending it the regular, it's not using... Oh, that's interesting. And then page loaded. Oh, so am I going to have to cancel the default action of that? Like, is this not really loading Vue the way I think it to? Yeah, okay, that's a really good point. Let's come to here. I wonder if... Where's my view? It's create account view. Here's the create account method. So here's this form on submit create account. Create account. I wonder if I get like an event with this, and if I could then do event.prevent default. I wonder if that works. Okay, so npm one watch. Okay, so we successfully rebuilt this. Let's try this again. So I will close you out, come back to you. All right, that's it's a better sign that it's not flashing. So let's reset the database again. And let's make sure that these tests are what we want them to be. So we want you to wait for this. Its status will be 201. That's all good. And then before I save that, which will rerun the test, or maybe I'll just close this. Then I'll save you. Then back to you, and we'll reset the database. Also, you can use event modifiers. I'm not like in the tests, like to modify the events. I don't know if I want to right now. Vue.js events, event modifiers. Oh, in Vue. Ooh. That's over here. It's a very common need to call event.prevent default or event.stop propagation inside event handlers. Let me pull this over here so we can all see it. To address this problem, Vue provides event modifiers for v-on. Oh, okay. The submit event, okay, so form v-on submit dot prevent equals on submit. Okay. And they can be chained. So I could just do this. V-on submit prevent. You actually said that. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that because that feels like more the Vue way of doing it. So here's our form. So v-on submit equals create account, but I also want. I wonder if this is like a separate v-on or if that I can do both. What was it? v-on submit.prevent. It's the same. So can I do v-on-submit.prevent equals create account. All right, let's try this. So that's rebuilt. Recreate the tables. The test itself. So we have our server. We're going to run this, and it's going to check to see if it's a 201. Let's give it a shot. Oh, and it worked, and it was a 201, and it did send us back to here. So perfect. All right, D. Litzman, thank you. That was that's actually really nice. So I can move this over to the right now. All right, so it should equal 201, and then also we want to continue the URL. Should include just slash again. And then also we want to test like way up on the right, it has this logged in as. So we saw that as the top nav bar. What do we have here? Top menu component. So logged in as. There's not really anything to see here, so I'm going to add in a data-test ID equals logged in message essentially. So I'll save that, come back to here. Then we'll do a .get and say span that has that in it. And then should include, I think it's include. I think that's what it is. We'll find out pretty quickly. And logged in as test user. And back to you, and we'll see. Of course, got a 422 because the database needs to be reset. Now we're doing this right now because I don't necessarily have like the scripts yet to reset this. And for these like interactive tests, I'm not really thinking about doing anything crazy like that. So let's try this again. But after this, it might be good to set up the get. Okay, so that's incorrect. So it got the thing, but the should is not what I want it to be. And the reason I can tell it got the thing is when I hover over the get, it highlights this up here. So I know it's finding that. It's just that that's the wrong command for like what the inner HTML is. So we can go take a look at the Cypress. No, not interacting. Oh, it should contain. Did I do that one, or is it includes? so it did this get. Timed out retry and expected span to contain logged in as test user, which we see up there. Expected span to contain logged in as test user. So that's the assert. The assertion looks correct now. It's just not getting the thing as I expect it to get. Let's actually inspect this. So here's the span, and it has logged in as that. So it does have that. The get doesn't seem to be there, so I wonder if I should just do the get first and not have this should. Okay, so here's this get. We see that it gets this element. It is case sensitive. Did I not write it in? Oh, silly me. All right, then that should, was it contains? And I should really just copy this. Logged in as test user. Okay, so save. Before I save that, we'll refresh this. Save. Thank you, Dilitzman. Absolutely. Have a great day yourself. Uh-oh. Index of is not a function. Okay, so that's was not correct. Contain, not contains. Of course. It worked. All right. We missed it completely because it took me too long to change over to this, but this test is working. Okay. So we've got it all up and working now. And this is the entire create account route. Now the other idea is that eventually we don't want to run this at all. So if I take away these, I need to reset this table and not that one, that's fine. So here's where Cypress was running. What I want to do is do npx Cypress run instead of open. And now it'll run in the terminal only, headless mode. And all of them pass. So this is what we're going to put into Cypress. Travis CI. But it took 4 seconds to run. We ran this create account, and it what's really cool here is that it created this new folder called videos, and we can actually open this up, which it's not. We could actually see it run, and at the very end here, actually did test this and saw that it was working. So the video that it creates is actually really cool, because if there's a fail test, we could actually go in and see, hey, what caused it to fail? What was it attempting to do? So that's actually really nice. But the other really nice thing about this is, because we have headless mode, we can now set up something to automatically, like a script to run Cypress, which will also reset the database for us. But of course, we don't necessarily want it to like reset the database in that specific way. What we're going to want to do is set up, well, I guess to begin with, we want Travis CI to set up a database for us. And it just needs to be empty for right now. We don't have any seeds that are necessary. We just need that to run. So we're going to save this and push this up. But before we do that, we need to set up Travis. All right, so this is the project idea holder. And we need to configure. Oh, right. Okay. So the install. So PHP. So it's installing. Set up the env, composer install, PHP artisan key generate. We need to get ourselves a database. So where do we set that up in Travis CI? Or is it possible? I know some of the other ones allow you to just say like, hey, give me this database, and it'll then hand it to you. So all right, so start PostgreSQL in your travis.yaml with services PostgreSQL. Using PostgreSQL in your builds, the default user for accessing the local PostgreSQL server is Postgres with a blank password. And then you can create a database. Okay, so that's pretty simple. We'll come in here, we'll close you down, and this is the travis.yaml file. So maybe we'll do it right here. Services PostgreSQL. Now we have this copy env.example to .env, but it sounds like we're going to need to tell it where the database is. So instead of env.example, we're just going to call this env.test to .env, which means we're going to need to copy .env.test .example to .env.test. Okay, so database connection, this is going to be whatever. I think it's just Postgres. Oh, is it PSQL? PGSQL. PGSQL, okay. Database host is localhost. I think that's fine. Default user is Postgres. I mean, this is fine. I don't really care about that. The default, and with a blank password. So blank password. Create a database for your application by adding a line to your .travis.yaml file. So it's assuming that our database name is going to be Laravel, which we can name this project idea holder test here. And I'm actually going to put this in the bottom. And here, okay, so we have a before script. All right, PSQL. We're gonna create, or we're gonna run a command. So it's gonna be create database, and then the name of the database, which is not that. It's that. And we're gonna use the user Postgres. No password, so it should just be fine. Katoli, hello, hola. And then in our database.yaml, oh, for a Rails application, you can now use the following database.yaml. Okay, well, we're not in Rails, so we don't care. Thank you. And I don't really care about using a different version of Postgres. Using the latest is fine, or whatever version it has. Maybe later on, I may want to control that. All right, so let's. Also, we don't need to seed it, so that should be fine too. Let's try this. So we're going to say we got. What's our commit message here? We got Cypress working locally. Oh, and we need the test command. So before I actually hit that, the actual test command here. So we install, and then it's just deploying. Is there like an actual just test? I just want an example of the YAML file. Or like all the commands that I can use, the API for it. Oh, that's just the same thing. Don't want to deploy. Where are... Don't really care about that. All right, fine. Google. What is it? Travels.yaml. Really? That's not helpful. Again, this is the same page we were at before. It's also not helpful. I don't think I want to build matrix. I guess I'm always surprised when documentation doesn't have just a basic full example on the front page of their documentation. Like, I just want to see a .yaml file. Custom test command. Script make test, before script, after script. Okay, so that's it. I guess part of before script also is going to be the npm. Oh, do I need npm? I guess I don't. It has it already there, doesn't it? Because I'm setting up the watches, but having it run that would be really nice. I wonder if npm is installed in here. Travis CI Laravel. Okay, so this is what they're using for their .env. Okay, so they're not. This person is not running anything with npm. So it's assuming that npm build was run, which I guess could be done with a git script. Just make sure that every time we git push, it also runs a run npm run dev. I guess I just don't want it to forget that. Yeah, this doesn't have it either. Oh, we need Cypress to be running anyway, so. I wonder. Well, I mean, I'm worried about this, and I haven't even tried it. I should just try this. So npm one dev under this, and then we're gonna have the script, and here we're gonna say npx Cypress run. That's gonna be the script here. If it passes this, it'll deploy. So we're gonna save Vue. Got Cypress running locally. Gonna commit this, and we're gonna send it on up to master. And hopefully this will run. It hasn't seen the latest one yet. I'm hoping it'll run soon. I always am never sure. Okay. Wait, did it start? I think it started. Here we go. Okay, so it's starting Postgres. Cloning the repo in. PHP unit. So it did the composer install. It did all these PSQL, create database. I don't see the output for the running the Cypress test though. Oh, look at that. It didn't get all the script stuff that I wanted to run. Of course, because it doesn't have the actual script. Okay, never mind. Telling Travis CI to run the Cypress tests. I think I'm going to run out of time before it actually runs these, though. Right. So now it's going to take a while for it to potentially boot the virtual machine and then run. We have the correct config now. Oh, is it going? It's thinking about it. Okay, so we're doing a composer install. Okay, so what happened? npm run dev, cross environment not found, development, where did it fail? Okay, well, it created a debug log, so we can look at that. Failed at the @dev script. Oh, local package.json exists, but node module is missing. Did you mean to install? So yes, I did mean to install. I just forgot to. So what that means is before script, before npm run dev, we also need to do a npm install, which if we take a look at our package.json, we have Cypress in here. So hopefully all that would work too. Our scripts, we could add a script in here to, and that's my alarm saying it's time to end. So this is going to be Cypress, and we're going to say npm actually I think this is just Cypress run. So we'll save that. We'll update both of these files and we'll say installing dependencies and setting up Travis CI for Cypress. Which also reminds me, instead of npx Cypress run, now we should just be able to do Cypress. It's npm run Cypress. Okay, so save that. Hit that, push U. I don't have time to wait for the next run, unfortunately, so I will have to call it a morning. But I think that we're on our way to getting this to work. So we're really close. So with that, thank you everybody for stopping by and watching. I am doing these on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays before I head off to work. I don't have anything on my schedule, I believe, that's going to block me on this Friday. I do send out a tweet the night before that, like, confirming, yes, I will be streaming tomorrow morning. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can see those tweets. Otherwise, you can just follow me here on Twitch, and that way you just get the notifications when I go live. And after that, I'm also archiving these over to YouTube. I've got links to YouTube down below. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, well, you could watch me here on Twitch, or obviously just follow me on YouTube and get notifications there. I don't have anything else, so let's just we'll spend the last 3 minutes watching this, and then I'll head on out. All right, so now it's running this npm install. And of course, I'm missing the dependency. So we'll have to fix that next time on Friday, or whenever the next time I stream running this. So, but we're getting much closer. With that being said, I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.